What if ancient Egyptian secrets held the key to unlocking your best health, overflowing wealth, and passionate love? For centuries, symbols like the Ring of Ra have been whispered about, not just as relics, but as powerful activators of abundance. Discover how you can tap into this timeless wisdom. You have been told that power is a prize to be won, that abundance is a treasure to be found, that the secrets of the ancients are locked away in dusty tombs, buried under tons of sand and the slow, grinding weight of history. You have been sold a story of seeking, a story where you are the archaeologist of your own happiness, digging through the rubble of your life for a lost artifact, a magic formula, a single golden ring that will finally make you whole. But that entire story is a lie. It is a brilliant and tragic misdirection, a spiritual scavenger hunt designed by a system that profits from your endless, fruitless search. The Ring of Ra is not a physical object. It was never a piece of jewelry worn by a long-dead pharaoh. To search for it in a tomb is to miss the entire point. The Ring of Ra is not an artifact to be found. It is an energetic circuit to be built. It is a state of consciousness, a technology of the soul, a blueprint for achieving a level of energetic sovereignty so absolute that the external world has no choice but to reorganize itself around you in a state of perfect, effortless abundance. The modern world has given you a pale, distorted echo of this science. They call it manifestation. They call it the law of attraction. They have turned a sacred technology into a child's wishing game. You are taught to ask, believe, receive, to make vision boards, to repeat affirmations, to hope that a distant, benevolent universe will one day grant your desires if you are a good enough beggar. The ancient Egyptians did not beg. They did not ask. They did not hope. They built. They understood that the universe is not a wish-granting machine. It is a mirror. And, to change the reflection, you do not plead with a mirror. You change the object that is being reflected. The Ring of Ra is the lost science of becoming the object, the source, the cause. It is the secret of how to stop being a leaky, fragmented battery, drained by the chaos of the world, and to become a self-sustaining sun, a generator of reality itself. And the secrets of its construction were never truly lost. They were simply hidden in plain sight, encoded in the very symbols you have been taught to see as mere decoration. To understand the technology, you must first decode the name. The ring is not a circlet for your finger. It is the Shen ring, the sacred loop of rope, the hieroglyph that signifies eternity, divinity, and that which is without beginning or end. It is the symbol of a perfect, closed, and self-contained circuit. It is a magical boundary, a circle of protection that separates the ordered cosmos within from the uncreated chaos without. The Shen is not a shape. It is a statement of function. It represents a state of being that is whole, sovereign, and complete unto itself. It is a system that is perfectly sealed, recycling its own energy, amplifying its own power, invulnerable to external influence. It is the symbol of a god. Then there is the name, Ra. Ra is not just a god of the sun. That is the shallow story. Ra is the principle of the central sun, the source of all light, all life, all consciousness, and all creative will in the universe. He is the singular, radiant point from which all of manifest reality emanates. He is the I Am at the heart of existence. He is not just a source of power, he is power. To combine these two symbols is to unveil the secret. The ring of Ra is not an object that Ra gives you. It is the state of becoming a living circuit for Ra's energy. It is the alchemical process of restructuring your own personal energy field, your aura, your Ka, into a perfect, closed, eternal loop, a Shen ring, with your own divine consciousness, your inner sun, your personal Ra, blazing at its center. To activate the ring of Ra is to achieve a state of perfect energetic sovereignty. It is to become a god in your own universe, a self-sustaining generator whose reality is no longer dictated by the external world, but is projected from the unwavering, radiant core of your own being. Look at the state of the unactivated human, the default state of nearly all of humanity. You are an open circuit. Your energy field is not a sovereign, sealed ring. It is a frayed, leaky, and porous net, riddled with holes. You wake up in the morning with a finite amount of life force, and you spend your entire day bleeding it out. You leak energy through the 1,000 cuts of modern life. You leak it through the stress of your job, through the anxiety of your thoughts, through the unresolved trauma stored in your body. You leak it in every interaction where you are not being your authentic self, every moment you are performing for approval, every time you swallow your truth to keep the peace. You are also constantly being invaded. Because your circuit is open, you are at the mercy of every stray frequency in your environment. You absorb the fear from the news, the anger from the driver in the next car, the psychic debris of your family and friends. You walk through the world like a sponge, soaking up the energetic pollution of the collective unconscious. And then you wonder why you are so tired, so sick, so poor, so unlucky. It is not because you are unlucky. It is because you are an open circuit. An open circuit cannot build or hold power. It can only dissipate it. An open circuit cannot manifest. It can only react. It is a state of perpetual energetic poverty, a life lived as a victim of circumstance, forever at the mercy of the storms that blow through your leaky field. Activating the ring of Ra is the sacred and difficult work of closing that circuit. It is the process of finding every tear, hole, every leak, every point of vulnerability in your energetic anatomy, and sealing it with the fire of your own conscious awareness. It is the path of gathering your scattered power, of calling it back from every person, every memory, and every belief that you have given it to, and bringing it home to the center of your own being. When the circuit is finally closed, the entire dynamic of your existence flips. Your energy is no longer leaking out into the chaos of the world. It is now circulating within your own system, a closed loop of power that begins to amplify with every breath. You stop being a battery, being drained by the world, and you become a power plant, generating your own reality from within. This closed circuit, this ring of Ra, has two primary functions that are the foundation of all true manifestation. First, it is a shield. It is the ultimate form of spiritual and energetic protection. When your field is a sealed, coherent, and high-frequency torus, the chaotic, low-vibrational energies of the outside world can no longer penetrate it. The fear, the doubt, the jealousy, the psychic attacks of others, they bounce off your field like arrows off a wall of solid gold. They cannot find an entry point because there are no more holes. You become invulnerable not through aggression, but through coherence. This perfect energetic immunity is the true secret to activating vibrant, radiant health. A sovereign energy field is a perfect immune system, both physically and psychically. Sickness, both of the body and of the mind, is a low-frequency phenomenon. It can only take root in a field that is compromised. When your ring is sealed, you become an inhospitable host to disease, to depression, to all the forces that thrive on energetic weakness. You are not attracting health. You are embodying the frequency that makes anything other than health impossible. Second, the closed circuit is a projector. This is the secret of conscious creation, the technology that the law of attraction can only hint at. When your life force is circulating and amplifying within your own sealed system, the power you build is immense. Your intention is no longer a weak, flickering candle in a hurricane of external noise. It is a concentrated, coherent, high-powered laser beam projected from the center of your being. You are no longer asking the universe for what you want. You are informing it. You are imprinting your will, your vision, your blueprint onto the quantum field with such clarity and power that the field, which abhors a vacuum and always follows the path of least resistance, has no choice but to organize itself around your signal. This is the true secret to activating overflowing wealth. True wealth is not money. It is the unimpeded and powerful flow of creative energy. When your ring of Ra is active, you become a vortex for this flow. Opportunities, ideas, resources, and synchronicities are not things you have to chase. They are things that are pulled into your orbit by the sheer gravitational force of your coherent field. You do not attract wealth. You become the very center around which it constellates. The Ring of Ra is the ultimate technology of abundance because it turns you from a seeker of treasure into the source of the gold itself. Let us now descend from the high principle into the sacred and practical work of the activation. The Ring of Ra is not a single circuit. It is a trinity of circuits, a threefold activation that must take place in your body, your mind, and your heart. To neglect one is to leave the entire system vulnerable. Health, wealth, and love are not separate goals to be pursued. They are the interconnected and inseparable results of a single, unified state of energetic sovereignty. The first activation is the Ring of Health, the sealing of the physical and etheric bodies. This is the work of transforming your body from a dense, toxic, and unconscious machine into a radiant, high-frequency temple for your inner sun. You have been taught to see your body as a burden, a source of pain, a thing to be controlled, punished, or indulged. This is the lie that keeps your circuit open. The body is not a machine. It is a sacred biological instrument, a divine piece of technology designed to receive, process, and transmit energy. Your only job is to tune it. This is not about vanity or a desire for longevity. It is about spiritual mechanics. A dense, low-vibration body cannot hold the high frequency of an activated consciousness. It will short-circuit. Purifying the vessel is not a health trend. It is a prerequisite for godhood. This means you must become a conscious gatekeeper of what you allow to enter the temple. The processed foods, the chemical additives, the deadening substances, these are not just unhealthy, they are low-frequency information. They are static. They create inflammation, which is the physical manifestation of energetic incoherence. To eat clean, to drink pure water, to nourish your body with life force from the earth is not just a diet. It is an act of programming. You are literally building your cells out of high-frequency materials, making your body a more worthy and stable container for your own divine light. And then there is the breath. The breath is the master key to the physical circuit. Most of humanity breathes in a shallow, unconscious panic, perpetually signaling to their nervous system that they are in a state of survival. This is a massive energy leak. To close the circuit, you must reclaim your breath. You must learn to breathe deeply, consciously, rhythmically, pulling the life force, the prana, not just into your lungs, but into every cell of your body. Conscious breathwork is the act of manually overriding the survival programming and shifting your entire biology from a state of fear to a state of power. When you do this, something miraculous happens. The constant drain of stress hormones ceases. The body's natural intelligence, its innate ability to heal and regenerate, comes back online. You are not attracting health. You are creating the internal environment where the body's own divine blueprint can finally do its work unimpeded. Your body becomes a microcosm of the sun, a stable, radiant, and self-healing generator of vitality. The second activation is the ring of wealth, the sealing of the mental body. This is the work of achieving mental sovereignty. Your mind is the architect of your reality. It is the projector that beams the blueprint of your life onto the screen of the quantum field. But for most people, the projector is broken. It is flickering between 100 different channels at once. The lens is caked with the grime of inherited beliefs. The power cord is frayed. This is the open circuit of the mind. You leak your creative potential, your divine power of focus, into every stray thought of fear, of doubt, of comparison, of scarcity. Every time you worry about a bill, you are actively projecting the reality of not enough. Every time you complain about your circumstances, you are reinforcing the blueprint of victimhood. Every time you doubt your own power, you are cutting a hole in your own creative container. Closing the ring of wealth is the act of becoming the absolute and ruthless master of your own focus. It is the great work of mental alchemy. It requires you to stand guard at the gate of your mind and to decide, with the authority of a pharaoh, which thoughts are allowed to enter and which are to be turned away. This is not about positive thinking. Positive thinking is a fragile mask worn over a foundation of fear. This is about frequency control. You must cultivate a mental state of abundance. Before the evidence of abundance appears, this is the great test. Can you feel wealthy when your bank account is empty? Can you feel successful in the face of failure? Can you hold the unwavering vision of your desired reality even when the entire world is reflecting back to you the opposite? The one who can do this is the one who has sealed the ring. They are no longer using their mind to react to the world. They are using their mind to command it. This requires the discipline to starve the old reality with your attention. You stop telling the story of your struggle. You stop feeding the beast of your lack. You turn your gaze, your full, undivided, and powerful gaze, upon the reality you are choosing to create, and you hold it there without wavering until the world of form has no choice but to bend to the world of your vision. You become the architect, projecting your blueprint from a sealed, high-powered, and perfectly coherent chamber of the mind. This is the source of all true wealth, the power to turn consciousness into currency, to turn thought into form. The third and most powerful activation is the ring of love, the sealing of the emotional body, the heart. This is the work of achieving emotional sovereignty, and it is the final key that unlocks the God form. Most of humanity experiences love as an open circuit. They feel an emptiness within, a leak in their own heart, and they spend their entire lives searching for another person to plug the hole. This is not love. This is codependency. It is a desperate, transactional, and ultimately doomed attempt to complete oneself with the energy of another. It creates a world of relationships built on need, on fear of abandonment, on a constant, subtle vampirism where two incomplete people are trying to drain life force from each other to fill a void that can never be filled from the outside. Activating the ring of love is the most terrifying and liberating act a human can perform. It is the act of becoming your own source of love. It is the alchemical process of turning your own heart into the sun. It is the choice to stop being a beggar for love and to become a radiant, inexhaustible fountain of it. This requires you to go into the very heart of your own pain, to find the original wounds of abandonment and unworthiness that created the leaks in your heart, and to heal them yourself with your own compassion, with your own presence, with your own love. It is the sacred marriage that takes place within your own soul. When you achieve this, when you finally learn to give to yourself the love you have been desperately seeking from the world, the circuit of your heart closes. The desperate need for external validation vanishes. The fear of being alone dissolves. You are no longer a half looking for your other half. You are a whole. And a strange and beautiful magic begins to happen. Because you are no longer seeking love, you become a magnet for it. You no longer attract love. You resonate with it. You begin to draw into your life other sovereign beings who have also sealed their own rings, who are also radiating love from a place of wholeness. The relationship that emerges from this resonance is not a codependent contract. It is a divine dance. It is not a merger of two halves. It is a synergy of two wholes. This is the sacred union that the alchemists sought. It is a love that does not drain, but amplifies. It is a love that does not seek to complete, but to celebrate. It is a love that is a reflection of the divine love that you have finally found within yourself. To seal the ring of love is to become a living star, radiating a warmth that nourishes everything around you without diminishing itself. It is to achieve the state of being that is the ultimate source of all health, all wealth, and all joy. It is to become a living embodiment of the Ring of Ra. The activation of this divine circuitry is not a passive event. It is not a gift that is bestowed upon you. It is a path, a discipline, a ritual. But the ritual is not performed with candles and incantations in a temple of stone. The ritual's your life. The temple is your body. The incantations are your thoughts. The ultimate ritual is the moment-to-moment practice of becoming the master of your own energy. And for this, the ancients left us the keys, the technologies of embodiment. The first of these is the breath. The breath is the bellows that stokes the fire of the inner sun. You must learn to breathe not as a biological reflex, but as a spiritual practice. Circular breathing, where the inhale flows seamlessly into the exhale without pause, is a powerful technique for closing the circuit. It stops the leak of life force from the nervous system. It floods the body with prana, raising your base frequency and burning away the energetic dross stored in your cells. To control your breath is to control your state. To control your state is to control your reality. The second key is the gaze. This is the technology of focus. Your attention is the currency of creation. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. You must become a ruthless guardian of your gaze. The system you live in is a machine designed to hijack your attention, to scatter it across 1,000 meaningless distractions. To close the ring, you must reclaim it. This means practicing the art of single-pointed focus. In meditation, you place your gaze on a single point, the breath, a mantra, an inner image, and you hold it there, gently but relentlessly, bringing it back every time it wanders. This is not just a mental exercise. It is weight training for the creative muscle of the mind. As you strengthen your focus, you strengthen your ability to project a single, coherent reality onto the quantum field. You learn to starve the realities you do not want with your neglect, and to feed the one you do want with the full, undivided power of your conscious gaze. The third key is the word. This is the technology of vibration. You have been taught that words are for communication. The truth is that words are for creation. Every word you speak is an incantation, a vibrational command that is programming both your subconscious mind and the energetic field around you. The most powerful of all incantations is the phrase, "I am." These are not just words. They are a declaration of being. When you say, "I am," you are not describing your current state. You are commanding your future state into existence. The problem is that most people use this divine command to curse themselves. I am tired. I am broke. I am not good enough. Each of these is a spell you are casting upon yourself. To activate the Ring of Ra, you must seize control of this power. You must learn to speak not from your circumstances, but from your vision. You speak of your health, your wealth, and your love not as things you hope for, but as things that are. This is not a lie. It is an act of temporal mechanics. You are speaking from the perspective of the future you who already has these things, and in doing so, you are pulling that timeline into your present moment. The final and most powerful key is stillness. The world of noise and distraction is the domain of the open circuit. The closed circuit, the Ring of Ra, has at its center a point of absolute, profound silence. This is your inner sun, your connection to the source, the singularity of your own being. The ultimate practice is to find this point of stillness within you and to learn to anchor your awareness there. This is the eye of the hurricane. The external world can rage, your thoughts can swirl, your emotions can rise and fall. But if you are anchored in this central silent point, you are unmoved. You are the sovereign center of your own universe. The more you can learn to live from this still point, the more stable, powerful, and coherent your entire energetic circuit becomes. This is the state of the master. They are not buffeted by the winds of the world. They are the stillness that the wind blows around. The ancient Egyptians did not beg for abundance. They built the energetic container that made abundance inevitable. Health, wealth, and love are not rewards for good behavior. They are not the prizes at the end of a long and arduous spiritual journey. They are the natural, unavoidable, and immediate consequences of a sovereign, closed, and radiant energy field. You have been digging in the sand for a golden ring, a treasure that you believed was outside of you, but the ring is not on a pharaoh's finger. It is the blueprint for your own godhood. It is the birthright you forgot. The system you live in is designed to keep your circuit open, to keep you leaking, to keep you weak, dependent, and controllable. The ultimate act of rebellion is not to fight the system. It is to make yourself irrelevant to it by becoming your own source. The act of closing your own circuit is the act of declaring your spiritual independence. The question is not how to find the Ring of Ra. The question is, do you have the courage to build it? Do you have the discipline to seal the leaks? Do you have the audacity to claim your own inner sun as the one and only source of your reality? The blueprints are before you. The tools are in your hands. The work is yours to do. If this video resonated with you, let us know by commenting, "I understood it."